Folks, if you're just tuning in to the show on a Wednesday, we got former Alabama wide receiver Matt Caddell, who played from 2003 to 07 on the line here. And Matt, as we do often, we try to make this segment as fun, as interactive as possible. So now we're going to get into something that you and I have both coined. We are comparing Alabama's backfield to guys that are currently in the NFL. We're giving some NFL comps for some Alabama backs, and we're sticking to the four main guys: Najee Harris, Brian Robinson, Trey Sanders, Keenan Robinson. Though people love the freshmen, people love Roydell Williams, Jace McClellan, Kyle Edwards. We're just going to have to see how they do, as freshmen. But sticking to the main four backs. First, we start this off with Najee Harris. As you're putting on your GM hat for a minute here, Matt, who is your NFL comp for Najee Harris?
My NFL comp for Najee Harris is Saquon Barkley for the New York Giants.
Wow.
They're both very strong running backs, very hard to bring down, have unreal power, are probably arguably the best running back in their leagues, both Saquon in the NFL, Najee in the SEC, and they have great hands, and most of all, have unreal athletic jumping ability. So that's kind of Najee's kind of signature move. I've seen some highlights where Saquon has done the same. So that is my NFL comparison for Najee Harris with Saquon Barkley of the New York Giants.
That's a good move right there, Matt. So you're going Saquon Barkley for Najee. Give me Alvin Kamara for Najee Harris. And, Alvin Kamara is somebody that's a difference maker. He runs well in between the tackles, but he also catches the ball extremely well out the backfield during his time, with the Saints. Was a huge, reliable option, reliable target for Drew Brees. And what he could do with the ball in his hands in space, absolutely incredible. And Najee Harris kind of shares that same sentiment. You brought up the jumping ability, the hurdling, the spin move, the stiff arm, just so many moves he can put on defensive players to make them look silly in space. Alvin Kamara did the exact same thing, with the New Orleans Saints in that Sean Payton system there. So I'm going to go with Alvin Kamara for me. As we move on forward, we pick up Brian Robinson here. We go to Brian Robinson here, Matt. Who would be your NFL comp for B-Rob, the pride of Tuscaloosa?
My NFL comp for B-Rob is Chris Carson of the Seattle Seahawks. They're both kind of underrated guys, with the main focus being on Najee. But I see the similarities in the demoralizing running style, kind of a downhill running type style, very powerful, really kind of a one cut and go type back. They both really kind of invite contact. And I really feel like when it comes to short distances, whether it's 4th and 1, or we need to get, a couple inches for a first down, I feel like he has the heart and the mentality to get that extra yard as his physical style of running.
Chris Carson doing great work there for the Seattle Seahawks with Russell Wilson as the quarterback. Knocked that pick there, Matt. For me, Brian Robinson, I'm going to go Le'Veon Bell. And the reason I'm saying Le'Veon, the initial patience when both guys get the football, it's similar. Brian Robinson has that ability to be that one cut back like Le'Veon Bell is, get up and down the field, commit to being intentional about your business. Brian Robinson even showed last year he can catch the ball out the backfield, 11 catches for 124 yards. My thing with B-Rob is Robinson, as good as he is at 6'1", 230 pounds, he sort of looks at Najee and goes, let's see if I can be a spin move guy. Let's see if I can be a hurdler. Let's see if I can do some of the things that Najee can do. And that's not Brian Robinson's style. He is a downhill, one cut, run you over, demoralize, plow through defensive players. And that's what Alabama wants to see. That's what the coaches want to see. That's what the fans want to see. Honestly, that's what his teammates want to see. And when you look at Najee, Najee's going to give you something that every time Najee's going to give us this. Keelan Robinson's going to give you what Keelan Robinson provides. Same with Trey Sanders. Brian Robinson just needs to be able to do those things that when he's on the field, fans know this is what I'm getting from Brian Robinson. But I see a lot of Le'Veon Bell here in his game. As we mosey on down here, folks, if you're just tuning into the show, we got Matt Caddell, former Alabama receiver, on the phone lines here. We pick up one at Keelan Robinson, Matt, and I'm going to go first on this one. So my NFL comp for Keelan, give me Philip Lindsay of the Denver Broncos. Philip Lindsay, who was undrafted, coming out of college, somebody that's a smaller guy at 5'8", much like Keelan Robinson, a smaller guy. But Philip Lindsay, speed, toughness, instincts, fight, battle. You're not going to bring him down with one guy, but once he hits the open air, he's got a gear to him, and it's much like Keelan Robinson. Tough, physical, but he's got that gear once he hits the open space. Coach Saban mentioned he's got juice. He's got a lot of pop. He's got a lot of ability. Of course, fans saw that last year. So my NFL comp for Keelan Robinson, I had to battle between Kenyon Drake and Philip Lindsay, but I'm going with Lindsay of the Broncos.
I think that's a great pick. I think you're spot on with that comparison. So for me, my comp for Keelan Robinson, I'm going to go with Aaron Jones of the Green Bay Packers. As you mentioned earlier, very, smaller backs, but speed is what they kind of both have, the elite speed. Really have to have great vision. They have really good receiving skills. And I think, what I like about both Aaron Jones and Keelan Robinson, when they see the hole, they are gone. I don't think anybody's going to catch them, and they both have that home run threat. I think with the ball in their hands, they're probably the fastest player on the team.
Going there with Aaron Jones to represent Keelan Robinson on Matt's end. So last but not least, we got Trey Sanders here, Matt. So Trey Sanders for me, I see Ezekiel Elliott. I see a bunch of Zeke Elliott in Trey. The body structure is similar, with Zeke being at 6'3", 225, 228 pounds. So the body structure is similar to Trey's. The ability to be intentional in the hole is similar. The speed is similar once they hit the open space. Both guys can catch the ball well. I think Trey potentially can be a better pass catcher than Ezekiel Elliott. But as far as the instincts, the body structure, the speed, the power, the toughness, the ability to do a lot of things very well, give me Zeke Elliott of the Cowboys as my comp for Trey Sanders.
That's a great pick. My comp for Trey Sanders, and I was torn between McCaffrey, but I ended up going with Josh Jacobs.
You were almost going to give him white chocolate.
Yeah, I was going to give him McCaffrey just because, the receiving skills, the potential of how they can affect the passing game. But I went with Josh Jacobs because of the speed, the power, the balance. They both have great catching ability, and I think what Trey's going to bring is really a nose for the end zone. They're both very elusive. And, if you look at his tape, he's just a playmaker with the ball. And I feel like Jacobs was that, in his rookie year with the Oakland Raiders. So my NFL comp for Trey Sanders is Josh Jacobs.
He's got Josh Jacobs for Trey Sanders. Of course, I had Ezekiel Elliott, but he's Matt Caddell, ladies and gentlemen, former Alabama wide receiver who played from 2003 to 2007, always joining us every Wednesday to provide insight, provide knowledge, and talk Alabama football with us. As always, Matt, we appreciate it. Till next time, man, you be good, stay safe, and we're going to have another one lined up for next week.
Thank you, and always Roll Tide.
Always fun having Matt Caddell on for these interactive, fun segments. But, folks, your time is coming up after the break. Your phone calls, your tweets, your texts, your thoughts, your questions, your concerns. It's time to talk Alabama football with your man once again. And we'll touch it up right after this.
Touchdown Menswear in the University Mall in Tuscaloosa. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $5.95 per month or pay $49.95 for a full year subscription. That's a saving of almost $22. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
Thank you for watching Touchdown Alabama Magazine's YouTube channel. To continue to get the best in Alabama football content, subscribe here and turn on your notifications to stay connected with the hottest shows covering your Crimson Tide.